What podcast reviewer 37 describes as an indiscriminate hellish ride that I would not wish on my worst enemy. The industry's elite have said time and again, man, fuck those guys. Get ready, if your ears had butts, they'd about to be fucked. Welcome to the Butt Fuck Nowhere Show.
Oh, yes. This has most certainly become the I Hate Everything podcast. Welcome to the Butt Fuck Nowhere Show. We're going to be on one. This is going to be two in a row. We're going to be on one for this fucking episode again.
Man. We might have to start a new podcast called The Hate Club.
Yeah, we might. We really might. So basically, before we get into that, if you like our stuff and you want to hear us listen to other podcasts we do, you can go to GameRageMagazine.com and you can hear all of our multitudes of podcasts because there's a bunch. Also, if you want to hear previews of the episodes and, see nice, cool visuals with the preview, you can go to social medias at Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine. And if you want to go to Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. And if you want to follow Adam for all your latest and greatest in musical news, you can go to at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram. And if you're Game Rage Gigachag, don't fucking follow us because we don't want fucking we don't want NPCs. All right, we want as many Gigachads as we can. The true Game Rage fucking Gigachads, the marks. All right, we want you. So continue listening to the episodes, but don't be an NPC because we'll probably talk a little bit about NPCs today too. But anyways, that's it. Cheap plugs out of the way. First and foremost. I have actually become angered about this whole podcast awards thing. And what pisses me off even more is that when I am just looking around on social media or even just commenting to the fuckboys who comment in our comments section and girls, I get the ads, you get the things that pop up, right? And I swear to God, you see one fucking ad for something and you look at it for more than like 2 seconds and that's all you get for the rest of the day. And until you see something else. So it started with this fucking thing called the Signal Awards. And I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Because it looked all professional, looked very thin. And it was like podcast awards for excellence in podcasting. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is this? So I said, you know what? Let me look into this a little more. So I was just looking into it. I was curious. I'll come to find out, you got to pay money to enter.
Wait, how many dollars?
For this one specifically, the Signal Awards, it's like $225 for this one.
That ain't nothing.
No, yeah, that ain't nothing. That's a lot of money, right? And I was looking at the people who are, or not the people, but the podcast, and it's all just corporate fucking nonsense. And so it, you know how I'm a psychopath. So I decided to go down the rabbit hole, and I was curious to see who is in charge of this thing or who runs this shit. And a couple names popped up, so I Googled the names, and I find them associated with other organizations in a multitude of different positions. So I'm like, wait a minute, hold on now. They all tie back basically to this one fucking thing. It's called the International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences. Okay. It's that and this thing called Recognition Media, which is, these are two companies, right? So the International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences is basically like the Academy Award. It's like the Academy Awards organization, right? Or whatever for, actors. It's kind of like that. And one of the things that I noticed is that they basically own all of the podcast awards that exist. Because this ain't the only one. There's the Signal Awards. There's the Webbies, which have 5 or 6 different versions of the Webbies, right? Then they have the Davy Awards. There's like the Anthem Awards. There's like 7 or 8 fucking different awards that they run.
All right, so then what is the Grammy Award for podcasting then?
Honestly, I don't know which one's the highest. I can't tell which one is supposed to be. I think it's the Webbies is like the highest recognized one. But realistically, with this information that they're all run by the same fucking conglomerate, essentially, it doesn't even matter. They're all equally not important because this guy who's the CEO, his name's David. I don't know if it's Michael or Michelle Davies. This fucking guy is like involved in every single one of these organizations. And you want to know how I figured it out? Because they didn't put his name necessarily on everything. The way I figured it out is how all these organizations are connected is they didn't even bother to put a different address on their website for like their contact. They all have the same address in New York, which it's the same exact address to the same unit number. And it's all of these fucking things, and it's Recognition Media is where that's at, is where that is, and it's also the International Academy of Webby Awards headquarters, and all these awards locations have the same fucking address. So they're all fucking the same. They're run by the same fucking people, and what's crazy is that's the cheapest one. The Signal Awards, the Webbies. It's so expensive they wouldn't even tell you. You had to apply and then they would tell you how much it's going to cost. So you had to submit a full application to be nominated, and then they say, okay, this is the price if they approve you. So they won't. It's likely so expensive they don't even want anybody to know, right? The Anthem Awards, $395, not just to enter, but it's per category. So if you want to try to win multiple categories, it's $400 a pop. Scam-alicious. And then the Davy Awards, same thing. It was like $250, right? For these days. And I didn't write all the names of them down because there's fucking so many of them.
Well, there's no point. I mean, they're all the same thing. It's like a circle jerk fest of that company.
Yeah, it's a circle jerk fest because then you go look at the list of judges and they're very interchangeable with each other. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to look just to see if we would even qualify to enter into this shit. And the short answer is no, we don't qualify. And it's funny because it's not for the reason people might think, but it's because they have a clause in every single entry rule setup. Fuck was that?
Nothing.
Oh, they have a clause in every single rule setup that if there's anything in your podcast, it doesn't have to be the episode that you're nominating. It doesn't have to be anything at all that they find what was referred to as offensive or just generally not cool. Which, what the fuck does that even mean? Basically, it means, if we don't like you for any reason whatsoever, we can deny you and also keep your money, by the way.
Oh my God. But what a fucking scam, dude. It's like you got to pay to enter. So you're going to be, it's a money pit. Why would you need to get any recognition for your podcast if it's already doing all right, other than to jerk yourself off and say, hey, I won a fucking Webby?
Yeah, but and that's the other thing. It doesn't even mean anything. It means nothing because you just, some jerk offs fucking got together and decided we're going to call ourselves. I was thinking about, we should just make our own fucking, just call it the International Association of Good Shit, and then just fucking like make our own fucking awards and then start charging people to be nominated. Maybe that's how we get ahead.
Bro, it's so offensive. It's like Triple H winning the European champion from Shawn Michaels fucking went on his back so some other asshole from the fucking organization could win. Yeah,
it's the finger poke of doom, essentially, for podcast awards and just digital media in general. And what sucks so hard is you would think that this stuff being like that would sort of delegitimize the industry itself, quote unquote, right? Because it's all rigged, it's all just a jerk off. But what's funny is it actually legitimizes it in other people's eyes, because this is exactly how like the Academy Awards are done, how the Grammys are done, how every major awards ceremony is done. It's all just a jerk off fest and who can pay the most to get recognized, essentially. So the thing that makes it illegitimate in our eyes is what makes it legitimate to people in the quote unquote industry, which just furthers my resolve in not wanting to be a part of that horse shit to begin with. Because I hate that. It's so fake. It's fucking disgusting. Like it literally disgusts me. Like I threw up in my mouth a little bit while I was researching all this, and it just makes me so mad because one of the things that Recognition Media, the basically parent company of all this at the end of the day, essentially has a service where it's called recognition media because they want to get you recognized. They want to get you out there. If you pay them money, they're like a PR agency for internet personalities or digital media, right? And like you said, they scammed everybody and basically created this fucking bullshit awards, multitudes of them, to be like, oh, cool. As part of the package, we're going to recognize you with this fucking award. You pay for the highest package of money. Oh, and now I don't have a fact on that's what they do, but why wouldn't they? Common sense dictates that this is likely the next progressive step. If you have a company that provides services to advertise for people who do the shit that you're having quote unquote award ceremonies for, why wouldn't you have that? Why wouldn't you have that?
That's a way to dupe people that have a lot of money that are starting their own podcast to basically con them into fast tracking their podcast career. Somebody like Nick Pagan in the music world trying to scam his way to the top without actually doing the dirt and getting the audience behind him. You're trying to fast track yourself to stardom basically by paying, let's say, $5K, 5 racks to be on different categories just to give the illusion that your podcast is that good to be nominated for multiple categories. And maybe people might be interested, but ultimately the real win is the con in convincing people that you matter. It's like putting your seal of approval. Man, you know what we should do? We should get the Game Rage magazine seal of approval, like Kiss, slapping their fucking name on everything to say that this has got our thumbs up. But we're going to con people into believing that you have to pay $700
to get the Game Rage seal of approval.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good idea. It's also,
it's predatory, man.
Yeah, it's super predatory, which I have now been floating this idea in my brain about coming up with the Game Rage terror watch list, or the Game Rage designating like terrorist organizations, and then putting organizations on there that are like this, that are predatory, that these are terrorist acts that they are committing against the art form of digital media by con manning their way into stealing people's money. And granted, sure, maybe some people are just stupid, but I don't think it should just be easily accessible for these people to just do this shit and just get away with it. And I'm sure that most of them think, oh, this is so on the up and up. We're providing a real service to people. And maybe that's so, but you're not. You're just stealing people's fucking money. Because you can't guarantee any results to anything. And to tell people that, oh yeah, we're going to get you this, we're going to get you that. It's the same thing with all these other ads that I get now about, oh, hey, do you have a podcast? Do you want to take it to the next level? Oh, here, you pay us fucking $35 a month and we will get you whatever you want. Guaranteed new followers, this, that, the other thing. We'll make it happen for you, Captain. And it enrages me to the point that I just can't deal with this anymore. It just pisses me off so bad. I want to destroy them all.
I have to do push-ups, so I'm gonna do that shit. So
while you're doing that, I do want to take a moment to I guess discuss the continued success that we have had.
Oh, lovely.
Without having to pay anybody or to fall for any of these scams. True. Because, we did officially hit 1,000 again this month, and we did it 9 days faster. Now we're on track to be hitting a new record again for this month. We're also on track to be hitting the goal that I wanted to see at the end of this quarter in the month of June, which was to do more than we did in all of 2023, which the magic number is 1564, and we are only 400 as of last night. Now, I haven't looked, obviously, at the numbers for today, but as of last night, we were only 418 away of that goal being hit, and we still have basically 10 days, 9 days left, because I think the month, when does the month end? I think it ends on a fucking, where's the goddamn calendar? The month ends on a fucking Sunday. So we have basically from today, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that'd be 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 days. We have basically 10 days to get 418 downloads, which I think is more than doable.
It's not an impossibility, judging by the fact that we've reached somewhere in the ballpark of 380 to 400 streams. Not impossible.
Yeah, not impossible at all. I mean, every week we've been doing basically that. Well, first 2 weeks, first week did 397, last week did 380 something, and this week we've done so far 360 something. So I'm sure that whatever we put out today and the downloads we get from today, and then also we have tomorrow as well, that's gonna fucking affect and just get us there. Hopefully it gets us to 400. That'd be great. Or higher, because like I said, I want 1565. That's the number I want to hit this month.
Yeah, regardless, I mean, it's usually been the last 2 months, and hopefully we can continue the cycle of achieving a new personal best every month, which has been the case for the last 2 months. We've gotten to 1,000 streams quicker than we did in the month of May, by I think a week and a day or 9 days, somewhere around there.
Like that.
Dude, imagine if we keep cutting that number in fucking half next month. Like,
yeah, true.
Next month, the month after, it's a good sign.
It's a very good sign. It means we're on the right track. It means we're on the path to success. And again, to just further reiterate that you don't have to, we haven't done any of this bullshit that you see these fucking ads for on Instagram or TikTok about doing this and doing that. And a funny thing about it is I see people. I argued with a guy in our comments. Well, I was fucking with him a little bit, but there was a guy I argued with, or was having a conversation with, I guess, let's say in our comments. And for fucking some unknown reason, I don't know why the fuck this guy would drop. He says, "Oh, you should go check out this podcast." And so I said, "The fuck is this? The fuck does this have to do with anything, you fucking piece of shit?" So then I said, "Okay, well, let me click on it just to see, because I'm curious." I click on it and I was like, I was like, okay, this is another pro wrestling themed podcast. So I
don't promote them. In fact,
I'm not gonna say their fucking name.
We're also gonna say, check out Game Rage Wrestling Podcast if you want to have all your fills of wrestling affiliated topics.
Yeah, that's the only place you need to go if you want to have your news in pro wrestling. You just need to go to Game Rage Wrestling. That's the only place you need to attend. If you're a Game Rage Giga Chad or just a Giga Chad in general, that's the only place you need to fucking go. But anyways, I clicked on their page and I was looking, and okay, yeah, their social medias all have dog shit numbers of followers, right? Their engagement is less than ours. And then I was looking and seeing, what has their work ethic been like?
I know what's happening here. He basically went belly up because he promoted his podcast on our shit.
Yeah, basically. He fucking showed me his belly, showed the fucking, I give up. You should go listen to this. And because again, I was sort of trolling him because he said something to the effect of, something about, because we were arguing about Cody Rhodes, and he said something about whatever. And then I just said, oh yeah. I said, he said to go listen to that podcast. And I said, oh, cool. Do they agree with me too? And then he was like, well, I wouldn't say that they agree, but, you should just check it out. And then I looked at it, and then I noticed that they haven't fucking done anything. The last thing they put out was in January of 2023.
That sounds...
fucking quitters.
Yeah, that sounds like laziness. That sounds like every excuse you could think of to not put out episodes. And we've been doing this shit on a weekly basis.
Well, and I looked at it, and they started in like 2020. Probably it was a COVID thing. They were bored. They thought that they were funny and interesting. And sure, I'll give them their due. Yeah, they got like 11,000 followers on YouTube, right? That was their biggest one. But their video views are only in the hundreds. Like the hundreds, like the under sub 500, most of the shit. Sure, some of their shit's gone up or is higher than that, but generally, no. And YouTube is the only thing that they were doing well on, seemingly. Everything else was dog shit. We were outpacing them on everything. And they've only made, in terms of their podcast, 117 episodes in 4 fucking years.
That's nothing.
Or 3.5 years. That's nothing.
That's poultry.
Dog shit. We made 81 episodes in the first 4 months of being around. And we did podcasts that were on multitudes of different topics. They just had one. They had one job. One fucking thing to talk about. And they were putting out dog shit. Dog shit. And they fucking quit on top of that. And so my disdain for this individual, for them also being wrong about what the fuck we were talking about, but then for them to promote their shitty podcast and then to tell me good luck is what they said at the end. Good luck with the podcast. Oh, I see. That's why you failed, because you just saw this as a you're one podcast. Oh, you don't know the half of what we got, bitch. You don't know anything. You don't know shit about us. You don't know that we're on the trajectory to take over the fucking planet. And you're just sitting there like, oh, that was our former podcast. You fucking quitter. You're a quitter. I have no respect for you. You are lower than trash to me. Because you just fucking quit. You gave up, and now you have the audacity to hawk your previously used and abused shitty fucking wares on my platform. You have the fucking audacity. I was contemplating just deleting these things altogether because I don't want that to be on our shit at all. But then I said no. Let's leave it up as a solemn reminder to any other fuckboy who wants to try and put their I quit thing on here and talk about their thing that they quit doing. Don't bring your shit. Don't bring your horse shit to our platform. You fucking stay that shit over there. Stay in your fucking lane, player. Don't come at me with some horse shit. You're a quitter. I don't want to hear about that. Because no, I'm not going to go check out your fucking stupid podcast that is hot garbage and you also quit doing. And that is another thing. This motherfucker can't let it go. Can't let it go that I'm sure that's eating him alive. Eating him alive on the inside. That he quit, that he gave up and just rolled over. And it's indicative of the argument that we had by just rolling over and giving up.
Yeah, it's if you think about it, everybody has the same chance to do everything, right? If everybody has internet access, they have Peacock or television to watch Raw or SmackDown or any promotion that you could watch wrestling or whatever the fuck. The motherfucker is probably still watching all this shit and hasn't done a goddamn thing to find a way to profit off of this. So the fact that we're even entertaining this subject, kind of a waste of time because this dude is not on our fucking level.
Yeah, agreed. I just wanted to bring that up because it pissed me off. And this is we've been on a roll with the hate. So yeah, you're right. I think we do need to make a hate club, like a haterade podcast or something like that, where we just yell about things.
Yeah.
Because the BFN show has kind of turned into that, but
back-to-back episodes, yes. But
overall,
I don't know if it'll carry.
I don't know if I want the BFN show to be just that. I just want it to be fun. We fuck around. Yes, every once in a while it's good to have a fuck, but I think we need a dedicated platform to just be mad about things and just fucking yell. And so yeah, fuck that guy. And fuck anybody who agrees with him, who thinks that that's acceptable, who thinks that it's okay to just fucking roll over and fucking quit. And I don't care what your reason was. I don't give a shit. Oh, my mom died. I had cancer. Those are all fucking excuses. Can you talk? Anything short of your tongue being cut out? And hell, if my tongue got cut out, I'd be fucking taking one of those little fucking cane fucking, hello, yes, I am here talking about these issues, and I would still fucking go. Because that's the level of discipline that I have. And if you have anything short of that, I don't care what you say, what you think, what you quote unquote know, you're just plain fucking wrong. You're just wrong if you have any less than that. And anybody who thinks you're right, keep walking. Keep scrolling. don't fucking stop and comment on our shit.
I just want to address that within the last couple topics we've been talking about. One thing that has been afforded with this particular podcast is that we are quite good about disclosing what is going on with Game Rage Magazine as far as the numbers go. So we're not fucking around, and we're not just making up numbers or making up clout like we have nothing to stand on. We stand on plenty of fucking business. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, true story. Also, did you want to talk about the denial that we received or no?
I don't mind. I mean, shit. Like, I don't really care because I mean, we could just talk about it and because what did you take away from it? Unfiltered.
Yeah, that's why I'm just trying to organize the thoughts because I don't want to come out and sound disjointed. But the first thing that popped into my mind.
Let's put it on record who the fuck it is first. So I reached out to this guy named Chakate Andrich, who is known as El Chakate in the FGC, the fighting game community for Street Fighter 6. This guy has been a player, has played the franchise from 4 to 6, like competitively or whatever. So I thought, oh, cool. You know what? Let me hit up this dude because we've been on a roll with as far as like getting interviews go.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. Let's take our chances and see what this dude says. And so I reached out to him and wrote like a lengthy email and washed his balls and said, hey man, I never had the opportunity to meet you at Super Arcade before it closed down, but I wish I could have got a chance to meet you and shake your hand and everything. And I think everything you do is awesome and all that shit. And I actually mean that. Like, I actually mean that. I think the fact that he won Combo Breaker with a character that is probably near the bottom of the tier list, I think it's fucking amazing. So I thought, what the fuck, dude? Why not give it a chance to see if we can get this dude on? Because we now are starting to create a nice little roster or pantheon of people that we've interviewed. And I thought, why not have this motherfucker on our podcast? So what did you think about the response? Because like while I did not care for the fact that he said no, I really didn't put too much thought into it because I thought bottom line is we're going to be getting a lot of no's. So I might as well be building thicker skin. So I actually didn't give it too much thought. I just thought, fuck it. Gotta know.
Yeah. That is one way to look at it. And as I read the email response, I immediately thought fake and this fucking maggot. This fucking maggot wants to fucking try to, I'm going to politely decline.
Can I just interject and say that within the first 2 paragraphs, I knew he was writing a lengthy fucking thing just to say no.
Yep. Yeah. That was immediately I got from the first 2 sentences. And I'm like, oh, this guy's going to say no. And again, I don't know shit about this guy and I'm not invested in it at all. But you didn't have to fucking give us all this fucking preamble bullshit because it's bullshit. It's fake. You don't fucking mean this. Honestly, a non-response would have been a better response than this fucking thing.
I actually would have preferred that.
Yeah, just don't even fucking acknowledge us. If you're gonna big time us, and that's the thing. That's the initial reaction that I had was this is a big time guy. This is like, we're getting big lead here by this guy who is nobody, who is a fucking nobody.
That is the utter truth. Is that if there was a tier list in real life, this guy would be mid tier as far as like notable FGC streamers. He's not even at the fucking top. So I
would argue, based on the numbers that I'm able to see, we do better than him. On streams, we do better on him on a month-to-month basis, on an episode-to-episode basis.
Yes, like
and he's fucking lazy. That was the other thing. Because I looked at his stream like setups or whatever. Very sparsed out, very few content in between. For someone who claims to be a professional gamer, you sure aren't doing a whole lot.
Well, on YouTube, yes. Like he's probably doesn't post nearly as much as he should as far as like being on YouTube. But he streams on Twitch, which is kind of his bread and butter there. So live streaming is his thing.
Streaming.
Yeah. And he gets in the triple digits as far as like streaming goes and shit, but whatever. Sure. Don't care. The thing that bothers me is like, dude, this is all you have. This is all you are. And I can live with the fact that, sure, I got big timed by somebody that's probably in the mid tier of fucking the FGC community. Don't give a shit. But this is all you are. When it comes to us, dude, we do 15 different podcasts. You know what? And we're probably going to start doing more fucking businesses when we start moving up in the world, dude. Like, this is not, that is not our ceiling. This shit is not our ceiling. Like, we have so much more untapped potential. But the main thing to take away from this is that it doesn't matter if you show the numbers, or you can try to prove yourself to other people and say, I have any number of things that can say that I'm a legitimate podcaster or all this shit, and there's still going to be somebody that says fucking no.
Yeah. And again, I'm not taking this in a manner of which, oh, I'm feeling, this isn't like I'm feeling sorry for myself. This isn't like one of those type of things. It angers me that this guy is so short-sighted. What's the real reason? Don't give me some horseshit fucking response. If you're going to have the balls to tell me this bullshit, have the balls to go all the way with it and just tell me, hey,
you don't have the numbers.
You don't have the numbers according to, yes, sure. Yeah, maybe he's got a couple hundred more followers than us on Instagram or whatever, right? I mean, it wasn't that insane from what I saw. It wasn't like
I have the same number of fucking followers as he does. If not, I have a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it was that. And again, yeah, you don't know what kind of numbers we're doing in terms of streams, but if you just look at our social media profile, you can see that the posts that we do far exceed what you're doing in terms of what you're doing on social media. So technically on social media, we are bigger than this guy in terms of our engagement and what we get with our audience. Now, sure, people want to only look at the stupid fucking follower number, but that's fine. We don't want NPCs following us. We don't want that number to be huge. We want our fucking views to be huge. That's the important number. Whoever follows you, it doesn't fucking matter. Who gives a shit about that? But at least have the balls to tell me, hey, because I know the reason why is because the content doesn't align. It doesn't align with his sponsors' views. If he has any sponsors, it doesn't align with sponsors. Well, it doesn't align with the image that he wants to project, that he wants to attract sponsors, right? He wants to be as NPC and plain as possible. And that's what infuriates me, because you have the ability and the potential to be so much more than that, but you want to handicap yourself by cutting off the avenues by which you can get yourself out there.
I think my logic is that he thinks that we're trying to co-opt his audience. And I'm like, dude, we don't fucking need you. Like, we already have 15 podcasts that are doing pretty fucking goddamn well. The only thing I wanted to do was to cross over into like the FGC community, or that's stupid. It's like saying SMH, shake my head. There's SMH, my head. Yeah. Cause you're basically saying
shake my head. Yeah.
But, I think he is getting the impression that I'm trying to co-opt his audience when I'm not really trying to do that. And quite frankly, I'm not even trying to do a service to him. I thought we were what I was trying to do was meet in the middle and think it's like Marvel and Capcom crossing over and doing something awesome. That's the bottom line. It's the collaborative effort between both parties to cross-pollinate audiences. That's all I wanted to do. So that was the only thing that I really took away, is that he doesn't want to be more than just the FGC community. And I thought it would have been fucking nice to have him in our pantheon of fucking people that we have in our interview podcast. Cause now I'm already starting to work on getting one of the players from the Corona baseball team, one of the D1 CIF Southern Section Finals champion, the Corona Panther baseball team. We're going to have Daniel Rivera next week to interview, and we'll be posting his episode probably 2 or 3 weeks after the fact that we get Yuri Karasawa's, who we're probably going to interview in the next, I don't know, fucking 50 minutes.
45 minutes, yeah.
And I'm thinking about hitting up a PhD in sociology to start expanding on the topics that we have, so that we kind of have a cavalcade of fucking diversification of different subjects that we're trying to touch on for Without Censors. So that was literally all I was trying to do. So I mean, I'm not actually even all that butthurt about getting the no, but if I had to spell out exactly maybe what got under my skin a little bit, I mean, because I only gave it like probably 10 seconds, I was like, fuck it. Got the no, whatever. I can live with that. Yeah. But if I had to disseminate why that is, what got under my skin, I'm doing it on this podcast because we're trying to make money off.
Well, and listen, I also, why not turn everything into content? That's what I say. We just like to turn everything into content. That was something that happened. Yes, people are going to say, and the people out there that are going to say, oh, you're letting them win because they're in your head. They won, right? Well, you're fucking wrong, because I sat there and thought about it for fucking, like Adam said, 15, 20 seconds. And then I said, oh, hey, this would be a good topic to get mad about on the fucking podcast. Cool, let's fucking do it. And that's what the BFN show is about. It's about us. It's unfiltered. It's us being real. This is really us. Listen, most of our shows are just really us. We don't really put on a character, right? This is just who we are. But the BFN show allows us to do that about things that don't exist or that we don't have a podcast for, to be angry about, right? And to just be us, to be real. And yeah, these are real feelings that go through your head. Sure, it may only be for fucking a couple of minutes, but letting them win would be quitting because you got to know. That's letting them win. Oh man, I didn't get this interview that I wanted. Oh, I'm just gonna quit. I'm just gonna fucking go home.
Nah, not even the slightest.
That's not even, that thought never even crossed into our mind.
I was literally thinking about, who could we get next week?
Oh, good. Fuck this guy. Let's go move. Who else is available?
Yeah.
Or who else is down? Because that's the thing. There are going to eventually be more people than not that are down to come on and get interviewed by us. Mm-hmm. I mean, shout out, big ups to AKA BK for taking the risk. I don't know if it's a risk, but taking the chance to see what we were about, at least, and to hear us out and to come on and actually do it. And shit, if you come on and you didn't, it wasn't what you expected, cool, we can talk about it. It's not like oh, fuck you, you were on, too bad, too late. Nah, if you feel like, we're willing to work with with people. We're not going to just be total pricks about it. Mm-hmm. I mean, sure, we might, but I mean, it's not a guarantee every time.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. It just made me think about my approach that I really shouldn't trying to be qualifying ourselves for anybody. Yeah. But I feel like I have to in order to convince people to say yes. But there will be a point, because the way I look at it, man, is that I'm going to be nostalgic for the times that we were fighting for shit to get our name out there and also to get guests on the interview podcast, right?
Yeah.
That there won't be a point when we won't be struggling, and it'll come easy that we can just hit up somebody and, oh yeah, I'll see you on Thursday of next week. Let's get shit rolling. I would love to do your podcast. But I love the fact that we're struggling, dude. I love it. It makes me happy. It makes me think that, because every good story has struggle or conflict.
Yeah.
So I'm relishing this fucking moment. For all the times that we get no's, down the road, it's just going to be universal yeses across the board.
Right. And again, this year was hard for the Without Censor podcast. We struggled to just get 3 fucking people to say yes. Until we didn't. Until we had 4. And then 5. And then 6. Now all in 1 month, we've had basically 3 interviews, essentially. 3 yeses fallen into our lap. And not because it was just handed to us, but because we worked for it. We had to, the hundreds of emails of no that we've gotten, and shit, fuck it, I'm just gonna bitch about this now, because why not? Since we're talking about the interview podcast, there was this fucking chick on TikTok or whatever that Katie sent me to interview. Fucking had a great conversation with her about, hey, like, whatever, you weren't so keen on interviewing her, whatever, who cares? We don't gotta agree on fucking everything. But I was like, well, let's just see what happens and where it goes. I send the thing. Okay, cool. Signs it. I didn't get the email right away. So it was like, I don't know, a day or 2 later that I got the email saying like, oh, that it had been signed. And I don't know when they exactly signed it, but I get a fucking nasty gram. I signed your document. What's going on? And I'm like, calm your tits. Jesus Christ. It didn't show up in my thing saying that it was there. Do you know how many of these I send to people and I just get no response? I get ghosted after that. So I just figured out I got ghosted again. I'm not going to chase you down. Sorry, bitch. You're not a superstar. And I don't give a shit if you are a superstar. I'm not going to hunt you down and be like, hey, did you sign it? Did you sign it? Did you sign it? No, I'm going to send it to you. And if I never hear from you again, good. I didn't want to interview you anyways. So I responded, and as a, polite of a way as possible, just to say, hey, yeah, it didn't show up in the thing. I went ahead and checked after you sent me this email, and I see, yes, it was signed. For some reason, Adobe didn't send me the email. It's technology. Shit fucks up, okay? Things happen. But yes, you're in a different time zone. You're in fucking South Africa. And yeah, so what days? These are the days we're available. You let me know what day or what times and days your local time, and I will do the fucking translation myself, right? But Thursday through Sunday are generally days we're available to do interviews. And I sent that email, a week ago. Nothing. No response. And that's fine. I'm not going to chase your fucking bitch ass down. I'm not going to fucking... You are already showing to me that you are a fucking diva. And I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to interview you now. I was very interested to find out about you on your time on fucking American Idol South Africa, basically. I was very interested to hear about all that shit and to hear about all these things, because I did my research on you that most people probably wouldn't, because that's what we do here. You may think we're some fly-by-night jack-off fucking corporation, but we're not. We're a professional organization that takes shit seriously. And we do that for all of our guests that we have on to be interviewed. And if you thought this was just going to be, part of it, I think, is that, because I did notice that there were some downloads from South Africa. So I think that what ended up happening is they just listened to the fucking shit we do. And again, we're not on brand for a lot of fucking people. So they just ghost us, which is fine. Fuck them. I don't want to interview you anyways now.
But dude, I tell you what, man, when we connect with people, or we align, or whatever astrology bullshit you want to say about good vibes and all that. Yeah. I firmly believe that we put the care and detail into every podcast, because this isn't a joke, dude.
No.
I think I really go above and beyond to show and demonstrate that I genuinely care what somebody thinks, or that these people matter that we have on.
Right. And that's true, because they do matter. They matter to us. That's the only... Well, why else would we have them on if we didn't think they fucking were mattered, or at least had anything important to say? And again, we're going to treat you like one of us when you come on, because we want to just have a conversation, because we think we think there's at least one thing about you that's interesting that we can fucking pull out. That's why we ask you to be on the podcast. That's why we ask you to do an interview. And we've had some very fucking excellent interviews. I mean, I don't want to fucking jerk us off too bad, but so far every interview has fucking been pretty damn good.
Yes, and I will say that I'm extremely grateful that anybody was willing to take the time to just have a conversation with us and share their own story. Because one, I know people are already busy. Two, to take a chance on somebody that you don't know, or that we are barely acquaintances with.
Yeah.
Three, I mean, shit, dude. It is kind of scary to talk to people and just disclose parts of yourself and be open. Like that takes a lot of courage. So again, just thankful that anybody that has been involved. Like I'm just super grateful.
Yeah, same here. So I guess that's all I got to say about that nonsense. But did you have anything else you wanted to rant about?
I did, but I think I'm probably going to save it for all gas, no trash. Because I've been going on a rager as far as like
shitting on people.
Yeah. So I'm thinking might save that for all gas, no trash, because we need something for the next episode. So I might make that a segment.
Yeah. And I'll rant and name the name of who it is that we're talking about, because it's a musical artist that fucking pissed me off. So if you want to know who it is that I'm talking about, tune into the next All Gas No Trash episode.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to fucking hear exactly who it is I'm talking about. And I'll even go into further detail as to why this person pissed me off.
It's okay, though, because as much time that you put into just even talking about them, it's going to take 5 seconds it's going to be just as quick that people will forget about it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It doesn't matter.
So anyways, all right, well, fuck. I guess that's it for us. So thank you guys for listening to us fucking rant and yell. I'm sure it entertained some of you.
I hope.
Or else you wouldn't even be here.
Hey, you guys are helping us achieve new heights. So thank you again for being so helpful with lending your ears and your eyes on social media and even on the podcast that we have. Evidently, whether you fucking hate us or love whether you hate us or love us, you're doing something about it. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. And the next episode of this is going to be the end of month, end of quarter episode. That's the next BFN show we're going to do. And it is, you stay tuned for us to have, it's going to be, I'm probably going to get angry and yell about things anyways, but it's going to generally be a positive episode with positive information.
Oh, so you're telling me that Recognition Media, we're gonna do a Recognition styled episode.
Yeah, we're gonna do a gamies, fucking a ragies. We're gonna do the ragies.
The ragies. I'm gonna nominate myself for best music podcast.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, and win. Yeah, we're gonna do the ragies. That's gonna be the Game Rage Mag Awards. The ragies.
Yeah.
That's going to be the fucking next episode.
Hot ticket.
So
stay tuned for the next episode.
Stay tuned for that.
Hate Club Part 3 / Rage
the Ragies. Anyways, if you want to fucking hear all other podcasts, go to GameRageMagazine.com. You can see the full menu there. If you want to follow us on social media, don't, because fuck you. Just go and you can hear previews. It's at Game Rage Magazine on Instagram and TikTok. At Game Rage Mag on Twitter /X. Also, you can listen to. You can or not listen to, but you can go listen or follow Adam on social media at All Gas No Trash Official if you want to hear all your latest in musical news. And that's pretty much it. We'll catch you on the next one.
This has been the Butt Fuck Nowhere Show. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, subscribe and like on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine. Also on Twitter /X at Game Rage Mag. Also visit our website, www.GameRageMagazine.com, for a host of other podcasts and more. Thanks for listening.